All right, today we're going on a quest to find the world's oldest ginkgo tree. And believe me, this is a journey that's going to take us way, way back in time, to the age of dinosaurs, to meet a true survivor of the ancient world.
Just think about that for a second. The ginkgo tree is so old that its ancestors were all over the place when dinosaurs roamed the earth. It's a living connection to a world that existed millions of years before people, and somehow it's still here with us.
Okay, so to really get what makes the ginkgo so special, we've got to travel back. And I mean way back. You've probably heard the term living fossil, right? Well, the ginkgo is the poster child for it, and this is why. The tree has barely changed in over 200 million years. It's pretty much the last one of its kind, the sole survivor of an entire family of plants that has completely vanished.
The ginkgo has been on an absolute roller coaster ride through history. Back in the dinosaur days, it was everywhere. But then, bam, the ice ages came along and nearly wiped it out. It just barely survived, hiding out in a few little spots in China. And from there, people discovered it, fell in love with it, and now we've planted it in cities all over the globe. It's a pretty amazing comeback story.
So our hunt for the oldest ginkgo kicks off with a real celebrity, a tree that's famous for its stunning beauty and its ties to ancient royalty. Get this. The tree at the Gu Guanyin Buddhist Temple is an incredible 1,400 years old. I mean, just try to wrap your head around that. It was just a little sprout back in the early Middle Ages. This tree is truly legendary. The story goes that it was planted by Emperor Taizong himself, one of the greatest rulers in Chinese history. And every single fall, it puts on this incredible show. It drops all of its bright yellow leaves at once, creating what everyone calls a golden carpet all over the temple grounds.
Now let this sink in. It has outlived the rise and fall of the Ottoman Empire and the scourge of the Black Plague. While huge empires came and went and history was being written, this one living thing just stood there, quietly watching it all unfold.
So a 1,400-year-old tree. That's got to be the oldest one, right? Well, as amazing as it is, our story takes a twist. The Gu Guanyin Ginkgo might be the most famous, but it's not the oldest. Not by a long shot.
Okay, now it's time to meet the true champion. To find it, we have to go deep into the mountains of Guizhou, China, to meet the Li Jiawan Ginkgo King.
This is just mind-blowing. This tree is thought to be up to 4,500 years old. When workers were building the Great Pyramids in Egypt, this tree was already ancient. It's one of the oldest living things on our planet.
And this tree looks totally different from the elegant one at the temple. The Ginkgo King is a tough, rugged survivor. It has all these trunks fused together, and it's a massive 51 feet around at the bottom. And what's really cool is that it's growing right where ginkgos hid out during the ice ages. It's a direct link to those original survivors.
If you want an idea of just how big this thing is, check this out. The main trunk is completely hollow. So big, in fact, that a local villager actually lived inside of it for 2 years. And the tree, it didn't care one bit. It just keeps on thriving.
So, the big question is, how? How does a tree manage to live for thousands of years? Well, it turns out ginkgos have some pretty serious biological superpowers. So here's the ginkgo's secret recipe for a long life. First, they basically don't age like we do. Their cells can just keep growing like they're still young. Second, they cook up this chemical cocktail that acts like a force field against bugs and diseases. And third, if a part of the tree gets hurt, it just seals off the damage and keeps on trucking.
So you'd think these trees are just about indestructible. And as individuals, they pretty much are. But when we look at the future for the entire ginkgo species, well, the story gets a little more complicated.
So let's just do a quick side-by-side of our two amazing trees. You've got the Gu Guanyin Ginkgo, the famous cultural icon, and then you have the Li Jiawan King, the undisputed champion of sheer age and size. Two very different trees, but both are incredible survivors.
And here's the big paradox of the ginkgo tree. A single tree is tough as nails. It can live for millennia. But the species as a whole is actually listed as endangered. Without us humans planting them in our cities, they could be in some serious trouble.
So why is that? Well, in the wild, the remaining ginkgo groups are really small and far away from each other. Not many new baby trees are managing to grow on their own. Scientists think that the animals that used to eat their fruit and spread the seeds are probably extinct. So now this ancient species kind of relies on us to keep its story going.
From the emperor's beautiful golden tree to that rugged old king in the mountains, the ginkgo has become so much more than just a plant. It's a symbol of survival. In Hiroshima, after the atomic bomb, 6 ginkgo trees near the blast actually survived and regrew. They're this powerful reminder of endurance and hope, carrying the history of our whole planet in their leaves.